Hello? Hello? Just a moment, folks. Letting the Steam group and everything know that I've gone live, and then I will get into some KSP. Oh, I'm back now. You can see my face. Excellent. Good. Yeah, so... I should close the door. Yes. Just need to do a quick update on the Steam community group and Facebook page to let everyone know that I have gone live, and then I will get into game. Oh, I should also probably make a quick list of the mods I'm using and shove it into like a notepad document or something, because I'm sure people will ask, and then I can just paste in chat when that happens instead of having to deal with trying to remember constantly. This is happening now. Don't know why that showed up twice, but fuck it. That's fine, and let me just let the Facebook group know. Although, I don't think anyone ever notices things being posted on the Facebook page, but that's fine. Don't want to take the risk. Okay. Post that. Good. You should read them out loud each time. Well, you know, I think my voice wouldn't be able to take it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my folder here and quickly assemble the list. I'm going to post it in chat now. Hopefully somebody else will do it for me if people ask again. So where is my KSP folder? Steam apps, of course, because I bought it on Steam. Okay, here we go. It's kind of a long list. This is going to take a minute, guys. People will know what I mean if I just say FAR for that. What the hell was that mod called? Some of these things, the directory name is not particularly informative, so I need to... Okay, I think that's just called... What the hell is the name of the toolbar thing? It's like Dizzy's Toolbar, I think is what that's called. I think. I don't want to accredit the wrong person. I'm gonna guess it was Dizzy. Active texture management, of course, although I don't think people particularly care about that, and yeah, well, you know, that's just how I roll. Maybe I am both trolling and have brain damage. And what was this Trajectories mod actually called? No, I don't care about that. Blizzy, not Dizzy. Blizzy's Toolbar. So there we go. That's that. And just one more thing that I need to figure out the name of, which is this mod that lets you see your atmospheric trajectory a lot more accurately. Take some of the guesswork out there. Oh man, I'm gonna have to Google this one. Oh, it's just called Trajectories. Okay, well that's easy. Alright. Oh, fuck me. It gets rid of the formatting. Alright, let me just add in some commas here. Or, let's see, how can I make this actually show up on... I think this will make it actually show up on new line when I paste it into the thing. Because I want these to all appear on new lines. I don't know if I can do that in Twitch chat. But I will try. I don't think I can do that. That's fine. I'll just put commas in between them. This is a more complicated procedure than I initially thought. Yeah, well, you know, I wouldn't want to be banned from my own chat room. That would be unpleasant. Okay. Now, this is going to behave nicely when I paste it in here. Okay, there you go. I think that's about as neat as that's getting. That is the list of the mods. So, if anyone asks, well, I'll put this thing on my second monitor so I can read them all out every single time. I think that'll be the best way of doing this. Okay, let us get into game, now that that's done. I was, did I close my door? I did. Good. I started the new game recently with this huge list of mods because I was previously not using... Send it to you on Steam chat, okay. I was previously not using any mods, so I downloaded all these mods, and then I started the new game, and I've just sent my first mission to the moon. It's not a landing kind of mission, I'm just doing a flyby on this one, because I didn't want to kill everyone. I use a lot of trial and error in my Rocketry. This is going to take a while, so enjoy the loading screen. I'm assuming this is all going to play nice with the exploit. I didn't test, but I don't foresee any problems. It should all be fine. One would hope. Yeah, when you have this many mods, the loading does take a long time, but at least it's only, you know, when you start the game up, and then, I mean, there's a few, like, short loading screens after that, but it's generally fine. Also, the game uses up an enormous amount of RAM. With this many mods, which is why I have the active texture management thing. But even with that, I'm not using a particularly aggressive set of settings for the active texture management. So I think this thing still loads up, you know, close to 3 gigs in RAM, just not quite hitting that limit. Oh, difficulty. So I've got my science and I've got the science. The money rewards, all the rewards and like settings and stuff set to the default of 100%, but I have no respawns, no save reverts, etc., etc. yeah, like all the little things where it's a checkbox are unchecked, but I have the default rewards levels just because I don't like having to grind for 1,000 years. Guessing that's going to be a little bit unnecessarily loud. Let me fix that. Okay, now I can send Lars the list on Steam. There you go. With extra spaces in between every thing, because thank you, Steam. That's fine. You can deal with that. Okay, so yes, let us resume where I was at before. I was flying my spaceship above the moon. It only has enough life support for a short pass around the moon. 30 seconds or so. Yeah, I don't know why. For some reason lately, the stream delay has just been absolutely enormous. And I don't know why. I think I could fix it, but it would massively reduce the quality of the stream. And the quality of the stream is already not great, so I don't really want to do that. So at this point in the mission, I'm basically just doing a couple orbits around the moon, getting as much science as I can from EVAs outside the ship. I've actually considered just starting another new game because I picked up the strategy that allows you to exchange some of the funds you get for extra science, and holy fuck, that's overpowered. Like, after my first mission where I was just able to orbit Kerbin, I came back and I had like 500 science. I was able to unlock the whole first like 2 tiers and some like tier 3 technology immediately, which seems a little bit unbalanced. It seems a little bit OP. So I'm not, like, I feel kind of like bad, like, I mean, it's not cheating, that's not even from a mod, that's just from the default thing with the game. But just so much science, like, I really hope they change that in the next patch or something. It seems crazy just how much science you currently get from outsourced R&D, I think is the name of the strategy. It's just like way too much science. Okay, here we go. Farside Crater. Let me get some EVA science. No, I do have buying parts enabled, but with the money reward set to 100%, even with buying parts, money, I mean, I can definitely run out of money, but I think my commitment to the strategy is only like 10%. It's only taking, I think, 10% of the funds, which is a pretty small amount, and I'm still getting huge amounts of science from it. I need to slow down a little bit at some point so that my whole orbit is inside the near-moon zone. Man, the Astronomer's visual pack, like, the moon looks so much more pretty than usual. I don't know, it's nice. Alright. We're gonna be over the Farside Crater for a bit. Let's just accelerate our time. So, I've already got Highlands and Midlands. I don't have Highlands Craters or Midlands Craters EVA reports, which is they're kind of tricky to get because you're only over those biomes for such a small amount of time. If you do crew report by right-clicking pod, then remove and put back science when you EVA, you can get a hell of a lot more science. I mean, per EVA, but I mean, it doesn't... Wait. Oh, I can store multiple crew reports? I did not know that. I've just been sending them back, which actually, hopefully, I should check and see if I have line of sight to mission control. See if I can send back some data. No, it's on the other side of the planet. Deactivate. Okay, so if I EVA, take the data, put the science back. So can I now do another... I can now do another crew report. Thank you. I did not know that. That's great, actually. For the moon, you can't get crew reports per biome when you're near them, but for Kerbin, it'll make my life a lot easier. Well, you can when you're flying on Kerbin, not from space. Yeah. I don't. Anyway, I gotta slow down so that my Apple apps drops below 60K. There we go. Parry apps is pretty low now, but that's fine. So, did I miss any giant craters? Nope. So we can accelerate time for a bit until we're over. Over here. The northwest crater. I could adjust my orbit a little bit so I could go over the poles and maybe hit some more of the craters. But I don't have enough time. I can only be at the moon for another 3.5 hours or so, which is 3 orbits or something. My current orbital period's 47 minutes, so yeah, more than 3 orbits, less than 4. Which I don't really want to be screwing around too much trying to adjust things. I'm also not sure. I should have more than enough fuel to get back, but since this is the maiden voyage of this craft, I'm not 100% sure about that, and I'd rather not trap good old Mactrin Kerman here. Midland Craters, I need this. No, give me the report. Thank you. Oh, I already got Midland Craters. Alright. I can only get crew reports for, like, my crew report at the moment is just space near the moon. Like, just crew report while in space near the moon. That doesn't change per biome. So, on the moon, I guess, I can only get, one crew report for being near the moon. Maybe if I was, like, a lot lower? I'm not sure. I definitely don't have enough fuel to be doing that. If that is the case. Is there anything else interesting I'm going to fly over, or can I leave now? Actually, if I adjust my orbit a little bit, I should be able to hit that crater. I think how much delta V is that going to take? Oh, you know, yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. Let's do that so I can get a little bit more. Yeah, if you land, then you can definitely get, crew reports per biome. This thing definitely would not have enough fuel to land and then return to Kerbin. I mean, I could just land and, you know, fly around a little bit and send back a bunch of data, but then I'd be leaving Mactrin Kerman trapped on the moon, which he probably wouldn't appreciate. Probably. Alright. Do this burn in a few seconds, and then... Then be able to get one more bit of science than would otherwise be possible. Alright, that should be good. Yeah, there we go. I didn't, whoops. I raised my orbit more than I wanted to, but that's okay. We're gonna be leaving pretty soon anyway. Is there anything else on the dark side that I might be able to... The PlanetShine mod, one of the things it does is it makes the dark sides of planets really dark. So it's hard for me to see if there's anything over there that I'm now going to be able to get that I wouldn't be able to otherwise pick up. I think I'm just going to get the science for this crater, and then I'm going to plan my exit. Here we go. East Crater. We should get a pretty good haul of science from this, especially considering. So yeah, you'll see, like, this, for example, for this contract, just to orbit around the moon, I got 86 science because of the setup I have with the strategies, and I only lost 1,500 funds, which is, like, nothing. Can't do anything with 1,500 funds. Anyway, let's plan our return to Kerbin. We're going to want to blast off, I think, from around here. that close to being equatorial. Keeping the periaps outside of the atmosphere for now, because... No, that's not what I want. There we go. Keeping the periaps outside of the atmosphere for now, because I'm going to do a correction so that I land near the space center. Alright. I don't think you can beast me in Kerbal Space Program. It's not really a competitive game. It's not even a cooperative game. I mean, you build rockets and hope they don't explode too violently, and then usually they explode pretty violently. I guess it's just all part of the fun. Let us set ourselves an alarm so I can just warp real fast and not worry about missing my burn. Don't want to miss your burns. Start burning, what, 11 seconds before the node, so it's all nice. Yeah, I heard about that multiplayer mod. I never tried it out. It does seem like, well, I mean, they've said that they're planning to add multiplayer to the game eventually, you know, for the official game, but apparently that won't be until after 1.0, which is fine. Alright, should be good. What is our periaps? 187k. Alright, that's great. Once I leave the moon's SOI, I will make another maneuver so that I land near the space center. No, I'd like to focus on my actual craft, please. Okay. Now, I will use my lovely trajectory mod thing to be able to see where on the planet I will land. Actually, it takes into account the rotation of the planet and the effects of the atmosphere. So, I can actually, like, hang on, where's the little X? So there should be... That's currently going to return me to orbit. So there should now be, somewhere on the planet here, a little X. There we go. And that little red X tells me where I'm going to land. And I want to land near the space center, please. It's pretty finicky when you're making the adjustments this far out. We'll go with that for now, and I'll correct again when I get a little bit closer. How much life support? Good, good. I still got a day of life support left, which is fine. I keep forgetting that Kerbal days are 6 hours. I know I could change that in the game settings menu, but I like using the Kerbal days for whatever reason. And then, like, I'll see that I have a day left of life support, and I'm like, oh, sweet, you know, I got 24 more hours of life support, and then I fail to realize it's only 6 hours, and that's... people die in space. Which is fine, I mean, that's what they signed up for, right? I'm certainly not known for keeping Kerbals alive, although I think on this particular space program I've only lost one man so far. One Kerbal, rather. One Kerman. But the body count will probably soar as everything goes on here. Okay, let's get this. We want this pretty... Alright, that should be good. So, where are we currently predicted to land? On the wrong side of the planet. That's okay. We'll do another correction here where it'll be a bit less finicky. We want to land at the Space Center. So we need to slow down by about 0.9 meters a second. I'm just going to do this now, actually. Yeah, you know, I've done a lot of rescue flights to pick up the data. Anyway, these guys have this dude has plenty of time to make it back, which is good for him. Where's my prograde marker? There it is. So I also actually, if I face prograde, it's tweaking out pretty bad, but I should. This is telling me I should land close to the Kerbal Space Center. I might overshoot it by a little bit. I think this is going to be alright. We're just going to accelerate time until we get close to the atmosphere, and then make a final check. Why have I lost control? There we go. Be entering the atmosphere shortly, so we'll just check that we're still going to land near the space center. No, we are not. We want to slow down. We want to slow down. That should be good, because I found this thing tends to not be 100% accurate. If I face my craft prograde, this should be good. We are going pretty fast, but we should be spending enough time in the upper atmosphere that the craft won't rip apart. One of the things that can happen with Ferram Aerospace. I don't have Deadly Reentry on. I was using Deadly Reentry for a while, but I don't know. I just found it didn't really add that much to my enjoyment, so I took it off there. I just choose to believe everything is perfectly shielded, especially this giant open bay. Obviously, that thing's completely, perfectly heat shielded. However, atmospheric forces can still rip me apart when I'm re-entering because of Ferram Aerospace. So we would prefer if that didn't happen, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Let's face this thing along the horizon. Yeah, Deadly Reentry's annoying. Like it's all finicky, like the heat shields, and it's a pain in the ass. Like, it means like I would never be able to build something like this, for example, because I'd need a heat shield beneath the engine, and obviously then the engine can't fire, so I wouldn't be able to put this fuel tank and engine on here to save more money, which I like doing. No, if I turn off SAS, my craft will flip the fuck out and tear itself asunder for sure, because the way the thing works. It should be okay. I'm coming in about 3.2 kilometers a second, which is why am I now shooting back up out of the atmosphere? We don't want that. We do not want that. Stop. If I turn my craft, see, now I'm turning the nose of the craft up to slow myself down more because I'm presenting a larger face to the wind. However, come on. Come on. Alright, there we go. That's what we want. God. Behave! As you can see, if you look at my nav ball here, I'm losing a bit of control. I want to get the nose of this thing pitched up so that I slow down faster. No, this is spinning out of control because of aerodynamic forces and the fact that I'm trying to turn. The legs aren't the problem in this case. It's just one of the quirks of Ferram. Okay, well, I'm going to land now. I'm not going to make it to the Kerbal Space Center. That's okay. Maybe if I, actually, I should be able to make it. If I use my engines here. Now that my craft is stabilized a bit. I could put the craft down, you know, not near the Kerbal Space Center, but I don't know, that just feels like a defeatist. Alright. Now we just want to adjust the heading of our craft so that we don't lose too much more speed to aero braking than we want to. We're going to go back into space briefly, which is kind of funny, but we will ultimately make it down near the space center. I'm just going to wait until we've gone back up into space and then back down to the atmosphere. Whoa, easy there. Turning while time accelerated, often not the finest idea. I do have precision controls on, I think. Nope, turn them off. That's a little bit less unwieldy. Okay. This should be good. This should put us down, you know, quite close to the Space Center. I'm happy with that, if that's an accurate prediction of where I'm going to land. I'll probably need to adjust my facing a little bit more once I'm back inside the atmosphere. I'm not going to be able to fucking see anything, so I hope I come down over some flat ground. And yeah, you see I've only got about 2 hours of life support left. Food, water, and oxygen all running low. So it's a good thing I left the moon when I did. Would not have wanted to run out of life support. Lose my good friend Mactrin. I think this is actually his first mission. No, I didn't bring lights. I often don't bring lights because, I don't know, you know, it's extra weight. And, you know, when you're using them, they take up a lot of electric charge. And, I usually just try and land on the daytime side of whatever thing I'm at. On Kerbal, sometimes I can't, because the space center's on the nighttime side when I'm coming in. But, on Kerbal it's alright, because I've got my parachutes to make sure I don't hit the ground too fast, so I don't really need to see where the ground is. Just kind of deploy the parachutes and then trust that my parachutes will guide me. Alright, let's get a little bit of lift happening here on our... We should be able to... I can't see shit in that view. We're just gonna fly by map. Alright. Ah, the lovely burning. So there's the Space Center. Want to make sure we don't overshoot it, which we are threatening very much to... Oh, let's pitch the nose down. There we go. Pitch the nose down more. Ah! Ah, there it is. There are the lights of the Space Center. Alright, should get those parachutes going. Now I will turn off the SAS. I think my parachutes... Oh, wait, they're there. Oh, fuck. Well... Part of the craft ripped off when I deployed the parachutes. I guess I was still going too fast. When I popped those out. They slow you down quite quickly, even if, even when they haven't actually deployed. So I guess I was going a little bit too fast. That's okay. That does mean I lost the mystery goo experiments. I should have gone and got the data. Whee! But that's okay. That's what, 60 science down the drain, but that's not so bad. Let's get another crew report. Oh, I'm so time accelerated, that's why everything's flipping out. Oh, I already have this crew report. Good, good. It's as long as you're going nice and slow, I usually don't have too many problems with warping as I hit the ground. If you're going fast, like, you know, close to the maximum speed of your... Then you might have problems, but I usually don't have issues with it. Let's see, return... First return from the moon. It was gray. Except Mactrin Kerman, not a poet. Well, that was I think that mission. aside from the part where the mystery goo containers flew off with the fuel tanks and my landing legs, so I did lose a bunch of science. But I mean, aside from that, I think that was, that was a perfectly successful mission. Everything went nicely. We didn't die. We will have gotten 340 science, not bad, from all those EVA reports. We could have had another 60 or so, but plus a couple hundred science from contracts. Yeah, so that's good. 590 science I could spend, which I'm not going to do. I've got 87,000 credits. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, let's have a look at the tech tree. What have I unlocked? So, I want to get, because I'm using RemoteTech, I need to be putting up communication probes pretty soon, which means I need to unlock the turnable solar panels, because those static ones don't really cut it for communications satellites, which I need to be putting up soon. I would also like to start getting the parts I need to make spaceplanes, so I need the jet engines. I think I already unlocked that. Oh yeah, here's the cargo base, because ideally I want to use a spaceplane to launch the probes, because the communication satellites rather, because I'm going to need to launch a lot of those things. And well, I mean, it's just the cheapest way if the entire, launch vehicle is recoverable. It does make things... I haven't actually yet managed to build a spaceplane that works. I only recently started trying. So, we have plenty of opportunity for rapid unplanned disassemblies if I do go down that route. But that's always fun. What else do I want to get here? Well, I can get the thermometer. I can unlock one more from Tier 4 or one more from Tier 3. So this would give me those bigger engines. We don't really need that at the moment. I'm pretty happy with what I've got for that. This is, let's see, this is a bunch of aerodynamic stuff. More sort of cargo bays, those kinds of things. Oh, does this give me the toolboxes? Yeah, so this would give me toolboxes, which is part of the Kerbal Attachment System mod. I can shove things like little lights and batteries and stuff like that in there, and then attach them to the craft, so that'd be useful. Specialized control. This would give me... I might have to get this, because then I can actually rescue people if I lose them, because I'll actually have a pod capable of holding more than one Kerbal. Although without the 2.5 meter fuel tanks and rockets, that's kind of useless. RCS, what's this? Exo Kerbal core drill, subsurface samples. My first rockets, my first rocket always, I always forget about staging, and I have a parachute on there, and so I'll always activate the booster and my parachute at the same time, which you don't really want. I'm kind of tempted to get this, because this would give me ladders. And I would really like to have ladders, just because, if I'm gonna... they don't really matter. I just kind of like them. It's not that important, I guess, so maybe that's a bad choice. This would be better landing legs and gear. This is like, choosing which thing to research is the most profoundly difficult question I've ever grappled with. This is just... It's just too hard. Let's go ahead and get these 2.5 meter, early 2.5 meter rockets. You can never go wrong with bigger rockets. That's never... Oh, I can get two things at this tier. Sweet. So I can get that. What else do I want to go with my bigger rockets? Maybe I should invest in, this thing, which would actually give me RCS. I think. Yeah, so that'll let me have some RCS, which would be nice. Particularly for space planes, they can be a bit unwieldy. Or I could get this and have, you know, some more science gadgets to get more science. But we're not exactly low on science. Let's get the, What do you mean not enough science? I have 90.0 science. This costs 90 science. I must actually have, like, 89.99 science or something, and it's just displaying it as 90? I'm assuming. Alright. That's fine. Well, let's see what contracts we can get now, because, yeah, here we go. Part of the FinePrint thing is I'll actually get these contracts to put satellites in specific orbits around Kerbin, which is a good thing for me to take because I need to be putting a bunch of satellites up anyway because of RemoteTech, so that I can actually communicate. So I'm just gonna take both of these and do them. So the first thing I'm gonna have to do is design myself a little communication satellite, which I want to do in the vehicle assembly bay, not in this bay. And then once I've built the satellite itself, I will build... Why do I now have 193 science? Oh, right, because of the advance funds and my little... Because of this thing, outsourced R&D, which takes 10% of my funds and gives me 1 science for every 35 funds, when I take contracts and get the advance payment on the contracts, I also get science. The thing's really overpowered. Anyway, that'll let me get the RCS thing I wanted to get, and I can choose one more of these. Just ripping through the tech tree here. I like none of the mods I'm using. Good, Dunalars, good. None of the mods I'm using make it easier to get more science. It's just that really overpowered, well, they kinda do. Some of them add new science gadgets, but I haven't really been using those. Well, I mean, at least Jeb will be safe if he's trapped in orbit, right? I almost never send my orange suits on missions because I don't want them to die. But I guess just putting one, like, with a proven craft up into a nice stable orbit is, you know, nice and safe. I'm gonna get, what is even in this advanced construction thing? Fuselages, particle collector, radial connector port. Huh. Strut endpoint. Oh, you know, I might want to get... Did I unlock the tool? No. So this is not enormously useful to me. Oh, I'll need this, actually. That's where the Rockamax brand decoupler is in. Huh, EVA parachutes. I did not know that was a thing. That's pretty cool, though. Anyway, let's design our little communication satellite that we're going to be using. We'll call it ComSat, because that's what it is. Okay. I'm actually going to shove this here. This thing's obviously going to be unmanned, but I want to be able to save it as a sub-assembly, so I'm going to do something kind of weird and build this thing upside down. Which I assure you makes more sense than it would initially appear. So let's see, one of these. I want... Where's the fuel tank I want? There we go. This, I only just got this, stock Revamp mod that makes the stock parts look nicer. Like, this is just the stock fuel tank. Well, one of the stock fuel tanks, and it looks so much prettier than the default. Do I have the adapter, small parts adapter for this? No, that's okay. We'll do without it. I like using those just because it makes things look nicer. I mean, it's kind of just, you know, pointless extra weight, but they are pretty. However, we don't have it, so I won't use it. Now, this will obviously need some communications hardware, otherwise it's not exactly going to be able to communicate. Excellent, Dunalars. Excellent. We're gonna shove 4 of these on here because they all need to be able to point different directions. They are clipping through that tank. Which... that's probably not a problem. That's probably fine. We will also be needing a bunch of batteries. I'm going to use... well, let's put on some solar panel things first. 6 of these. We need batteries. We need batteries so that when it's the nighttime, we are not too frightened. How many batteries? How much battery power do I want to bring? Probably maybe like 1,000 extra charge. Where are those big ass battery banks? Here we go. Let's just strap one of these on there. Be fine. No, that's too big. It's gonna get in the way of the solar panels. How about this? Bam! There we go, perfect. And those may be clipping somewhat, but that's not going to cause any problems. I'm sure that'll be fine because those batteries are massless. So that's going to be great. Is there anything else I need to put on this thing? I don't want to get up to space and realize I forgot something. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's put some lights on it. Just so that I can, you know, see it when it's in space. I'm just going to use these little tiny lights. Put, no, I don't want to see the center of mass. Go away. I can only hope Jeb survives. Ah, crap, these lights are gonna clip through that. Okay. I'm gonna use a different kind of fuel tank, I've decided. Which means just kind of annoying, actually, but that's fine. We want... Oh no, how much fuel did that other thing have in it? We want around the same amount of fuel. 90, so we want one of these with about 90 fuel. 100. Hypergolic. Oh, right, whatever. Monopropellant. So we will use this fuel tank instead. So that I won't have things quipping through it. Get those batteries back in place. Yeah, that looks quite nice. That's good. And shove on our communications arrays. Air pressure too low. Oh. Oh dear. I guess his spacesuit's not gonna get him back to the planet safely after all. I need lights. That was the other thing I wanted to put on this was lights. How much charge do these use? 0.6 a minute? Okay, I got 1,000. These will use about 2 per minute, right? No, around 1? What's the electricity use on my comms things? So that's about 4 charge. 4 charge a second. These little lights use 0.6 a minute. I want to carry a lot more charge on this thing. A lot more battery packs. But I can't. Let's just shove these lights on and pray that everything will be fine. going to be putting some red lights on the left side of the craft. Actually, I want the slightly bigger ones. Beautifying my rocket, an important part of the procedure. And then I'll also be able to see the thing in space if I need to, despite how dark space has become. Alright, good, excellent. This thing is done. That is pretty aerodynamic, Kerbal. Oops. Didn't actually send. Map nets me a whopping 3 to 4. Yeah, the Trajectories mod really does cause a lot of performance issues on the map sometimes. But it's a really nice mod. Okay, so what we actually want to do is save everything except for that pod as a subassembly. So this is the ComSat. Okay, so what we're now going to do is go over to the spaceplane hangar and try to build a spaceplane which will carry one of these things up to a low Kerbal orbit, and then you know, shoot it out into space, and then I will of course use the thruster on the probe itself to carry it from that low Kerbal orbit into whatever orbit I want it to be in for my contracts. Should be good, as long as I manage to actually make a spaceplane that functions. Which, as I've mentioned, I haven't been able to do yet. What is the deal with this crew tank? Oh, I want to scroll down. It just comes with more life support. We shouldn't need that. So... okay, I'm just trying to get a picture of what this design is gonna look like in my head before we start building, because we're gonna need one of these big cargo bays. Let's just start by shoving a small fuselage here. Good. The spaceplane hangar is the stuff of fucking nightmares. This place is... things do not behave how I want them to in the spaceplane hangar a lot of the time. This cargo bay is clipping with the other thing. Come on. There you go. Okay. Now we're going to need a little radio decoupler in here. We're going to need a little radio decoupler in here. Thank you. I have it on good authority Jeb doesn't mind being set on fire. Now we want to attach this to the... Do you see why... Alright, wait, I had it for a second there. Oh, well, I can attach it like that with a with the other kind of decoupler. That might work better. Do I have a small decoupler? No. But that should be fine. Apparently I can't do that. This decoupler is facing the wrong way. Come on, you can fit. There you go. Excellent. It is clipping through the bottom of my spaceplane. I'm sure that won't be a problem. I'm sure that's fine. Let's just close that. Yeah. That's not going to be a problem, right? No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. All right, let's put some engines on here. Oh, we're going to need more, we're going to need another fuselage section. We're probably going to want... Probably actually going to want to use one of these bi-couplers instead of that, because we're probably going to want two jets there. Let's actually have some fuel. Alright, get some of these turbojet engines on here. Actually, which engines do I want? I'm probably gonna want to use. I'm probably gonna want to use a combination of things. Actually, obviously, let's just try some basic jet engines. And then we'll just switch to liquid fuel when we get too high in the atmosphere for those things to work properly. Does mean we'll need to bring a lot more liquid fuel oxidizer mix than we necessarily want to, but that's okay. We want this thing to be staged up here, and this decoupler with it. Alright. That's looking good so far. Let's go ahead and attach some liquid fuel and oxidizer fuel tanks on the sides here. I wonder how much liquid fuel are we gonna need? That's probably too much. Oh, maybe not actually. These things aren't as enormous as I thought. Where's the center of mass at the moment? Something like that. So if I were to give these things a couple little engines, how much delta V would we get out of that? No, this needs to be separately staged. This needs to be separately staged. So we're talking 2,000 meters per second. That's probably plenty. Because we should already be pretty high up and going pretty fast by the time we need to use those. All we need to be able to do with these is get into orbit and then deorbit. That should be plenty. That's probably actually too much, but that's how much I'm bringing. Although that's going to reduce a lot once I start to add wings and stuff like that. You know, I think I want to use these nose cones because they're lighter. And we're obviously going to want wings. That's pretty impressive, otherwise. I didn't know about the EVA parachute model. I'll have to check that out. That sounds like something that I would like. I like things that are hilarious. Now I need some big wings for my craft. Let's see what these look like here. Yeah, okay. Where's the center of lift going to be? So, well, actually, let's just attach this like that. We'll move this whole arrangement so that the center of... we're gonna need a tailplane. Yeah, I'm gonna have 2 of these. This should work. This should be great. This should be perfect if I can just stop losing control and face them the way I want to face them. Alright. Looking pretty good so far. I'm confident this thing's not going to rip apart. Yes, confident. Might need a bit more fuel, actually. No, this should be fine. This should be fine. Let's add some landing gears. We don't need them to be powered, so the sort of standard small gear bay should be fine. Move on up here. Let's put it on the flat part of the plane. couple back here. Construction. The finest of times. Gonna angle these slightly so that I'm not 100% sure. No. I just want to make sure that these things are not going to allow my my butthole to crash into the ground when I try to take off. Nobody likes that. And I also want them to be a bit... Spread these a little bit wider. I want them to be a little bit splayed out so that the nose of the craft will tend to be pointing upwards. That should be fine. We're probably going to want some control surfaces. I don't think these wings have any kind of control surfaces. No. So we will need to add some elevons. Elevons, where are you? Man, this thing's starting to get pretty expensive, which is fine, since the intention is that I will be recovering everything except for the little satellite in the bay. The fact that this is somewhat pricey doesn't really matter. Yeah, far can really rip your craft apart if you're not careful. I don't really like how that's clipping through the wing there, but it should be fine. That's now completely inside the wing. I'm assuming my control surfaces are going to have no problems providing control, even if they're completely intersecting other things. That should be fine. So we want these tailplanes to only be yaw control. We want these to be not yaw control. Move these a little bit further forward. Actually, our center of lift's too high. What if I position these a little bit lower down on the craft, and then, of course, angle them? Yeah, that should work just fine. I think this is gonna work. Am I forgetting anything that I need to have attached to this? I could add some RCS thrusters so I have better control when it's in space. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, actually. Oh, crap, I'm gonna need to add... Oh, I forgot, air intakes. Air intakes, very important. Very, very important. You need air intakes. I think these will be adequate. Alright. And I'm gonna need some monopropellant if I'm going to bring along RCS. Do I add? I mean, I could just control with the torque in the cockpit when I'm in space. I think that's going to bring me to a fresh hill where I barely have any command over my fucking aircraft, though, so I probably don't want to do that. I should probably bring some RCS thrusters and some monopropellant. So let's add another fuselage section in here. How much monopropellant is going to be enough? Like, can I just get away with using one of these really small things to hold all my monopropellant? I guess it depends on how much I intend to maneuver. 194, so what's that? That's the equivalent of what? You know, if I was carrying these other tanks. Should I shove in a reaction wheel? SAS thing somewhere? I probably don't need it. Probably don't need it. I don't have any other RCS fuel tanks. Okay, but I want to use air brakes? Nah, don't need air brakes. That's fine. So, hey, oh, this is a tank. Alright, so that comes with 40 Oh, I'm gonna use those actually then. If I can get these little things instead. If I can just get them facing in a sane direction. If I can just get these facing in a sane direction. Alright, I guess I'm not putting them on the wings. I probably don't want to put them on the wings anyway, huh? I definitely don't want to put them on the cargo bay. How much RCS fuel do I want to bring with me? If I bring a lot, then if I run out of other fuel, I can use the RCS thrusters to, you know, maneuver in space, which is not terribly efficient, but better than just not having enough fuel. Yeah, let's just assume that's not going to happen to me. That should be plenty of RCS fuel, and we obviously are going to need some little thruster blocks. Where do I want to put these? I think these things, yeah, so these are omnidirectional, so we'll have some up, we probably don't need them right on the nose, considering we've got the, torque in there. RCS in radial tanks with decouplers. That would probably be smart, so I'm not gonna do it. Because this is Kerbal Space Program, damn it. I don't want to do things that are intelligent. I came here to watch things disassemble. Probably want these on the wings as well, so that I can push the craft around a little more easily. If I can get these facing in a sane direction. If I can get these facing in a sane I don't think I'm going to be shoving anything on the wings. It's okay, we'll put these ones for the middle craft up here. A couple on the bottom. That is a good point. Dropping fuel tanks on people living on the planet is pretty Kerbal. Alright, that should give me decent control over this thing while I'm in space. We hope. Did I already adjust this? This looks good. I think this is going to not tear apart and kill me. I need to set up some control groups so I can switch between my engines. So, we'll just simply make custom 1 to toggle those, custom 2 to toggle these engines. Good. I'm a little bit concerned that I don't have enough delta V for the liquid fuel. I'm thinking that might not be quite enough. So, I'm going to actually shove on just a little bit more fuel. Just gonna move these, that's okay. Come on, you can fit there. You can fit there, nose cones. Let's just do one at a time. Nope, not gonna let me do that. That's fine, that's fine. I don't need nose count. No, I really do need nose count. Wait, I can get it. I can get it. I can get it. It's gonna be finicky, but I can get this. Alright, there's one. And, there's the other. Hang on a second. Okay. Good, good. Where'd those RCS ports? Let's put these on. No, let's keep these near the front of the craft. That's good. I would like that to be symmetrical. Okay, I think now we're done. I think we're done. I think this is gonna work just fine. I do have to go eat dinner, but I better give this a test flight first. Whoop. Whoop. Yeah, let's give this thing a test flight before we go off. We definitely do not want Jeb and Bill flying this for the test flight. We'll give in Macdrin, who flew that successful moon mission, and Rofert Kerman. And hopefully... I cannot afford to launch this vessel. Crap. I made it too expensive, guys. That's fine. I'll need a couple thousand more funds. I will just go and take a couple contracts to get the advances so that I can launch this thing. Oh, we probably won't launch during the day anyway. Alright. Let's just get a couple more contracts here. Okay, we have enough funds to launch. Hopefully this is a successful test flight because... Actually, we don't have quite enough funds to launch. Hopefully this is a successful test flight. Otherwise, I see some problems in my future with funding. But I'm sure everything will be fine. The inaugural flight of the Prayer Air. Because I've yet to ever make any of these things actually work properly. This time, however, things will be different. This does contain life support, doesn't it? Okay, good. Alright. Action groups. Let's just check our action groups. So that's those engines. Okay. Well, lads, best of luck to you. That's not ideal. That's not supposed to happen. Well, the craft was not particularly stable going down the runway there. However, it's fine. We managed to save... No, it's actually all gone. Every piece of it exploded. Wow. Pretty rare for me to destroy something that brutally. I feel good about that. I feel really good about that. I have to go eat dinner, so I'm gonna take the stream down. I will be back in maybe an hour or so to do some more streaming, either of this or I might play The Evil Within because I need to record some more of that. But probably this actually because this has been fun and I need to make some adjustments to my spaceplane design, obviously. So I will be back in a little while. Thanks for watching, those of you who are out there. This is the most people I've had on the stream in a while. I guess people like KSP. And I will be back later.